Hey everybody, it's your girl Lady Robin, and I am giving you a Jaffy moment. Yes, a Jaffy moment. That's what I've decided to call this little micro mini series, a Jaffy moment. 'Cause you know what I'm talking about, the Jackson family feud. Oh God, I wish Richard Dawson was here to, help them through this. But anywho, a lot of weird crap has been going on this past week, and I can't make heads or tails out of it. And what really bothers me is that a lot of the fans, especially the fans I come across on Twitter, they have no idea what's going on either, but they acting like they think they know everything. They're acting like they're in the house. They know everything that's going on. They see everything that's going on, and they're only taking a few people's side, and everybody else is nothing but devils. And my thing is, you know something? You really don't know what's going on inside of the house and inside of that family. You can surmise, you can guess, but unless you're actually family yourself, you do not know what's going on, so you really cannot speak. The best that I'm going to do with this video is try and offer up heads or tails what's really going on, and try to explain things from the way I see them. Oh, and in case you all are wondering, sorry, I've been having a little bit of trouble with my arm for the past few months, and going to have something done to it real soon, and I'll tell you all about that another time. But anywho, on with the show. Okay, what's been going on? Well, from what I can make, some members of the family have written a letter to Michael's lawyer, John Bronca and John McClain, asking the two of them to stop whatever it is they're doing as far as Michael's will and money is concerned. Now, from an outsider's point of view, it really does look like what the siblings are trying to do is they're trying to get a part of Michael's money. And the way I see it, whether that will was a forgery or not, even if that last will is considered null and void and going back to the first will or whatever, Michael never wanted the brothers or sisters to have any of the money that he had made. So he also wanted it to go just to the mother and to the kids, and they really should respect that. If this is all about wanting a piece of the Michael Jackson pie, they really don't have any laid claim to it, and the way I see it, even the one Jackson family member who has the least amount of money still has a lot of money as far as I'm concerned, because they sure as hell got more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime. But, my mom has always said that with people, not so much at Jackson's, but she's just saying people in general, when they have something, they always want more. And maybe that is the case here, but I don't know. I really do not know. All I'm doing is just looking at it from an outsider's point of view. It seems like half of the siblings signed this letter, including, I think, Janet, Tito, Randy, Rebe, I think. And they were asking that they wanted Bronca and McClain to cease and desist whatever they were doing, because they think that Bronca and McClain are using Catherine, that they're using Miss Jackson, and it's gotten to the point where maybe they're trying to say that maybe Miss Catherine can't handle all of the stress of taking care of 3 teenage children, because she is in her early 80s, and even though everybody is saying everything is fine, the mom is okay, let's still look at facts. Facts are facts. She's 80-some years old, and not every 80-year-old person is in perfect health. Maybe she is, but then again, maybe she isn't. I can't speak because I'm not a family member, but I do remember she did do an interview about maybe earlier this year or last year. It was around the time of the tribute concert. And for one brief moment, you could tell that she was upset, that she was getting ready to cry, because the stress of losing Michael still really does hurt. It really does hurt. And, but for one brief moment, she looked a little disoriented to me, and I don't know if anybody else picked up on it, but I did. Now, I'm not going to say that, Miss Catherine's health is poor or anything, because I don't know. I'm not related to Miss Catherine. I do not know. But I am going to surmise and say that because she is in her early 80s, her health might not be as perfect as it seems. And Michael's will did state that if something should happen to Miss Catherine, and if she cannot take care of the children anymore, if she's not physically able to do it, then the next person who gets the children is Diana Ross. Now, I'm quite sure that Ms. Ross, the boss, is probably looking at all this and wondering what the heck is going on, because she may be next in line to get the children herself. So where all these reports are coming out about, the fans are going ape shit because they're saying that Bronca and McLean are filing a temporary motion to get guardianship of the children. And then I heard a report on it was either Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood that Taj Jackson, the 34-year-old nephew of Catherine, he's signing on to have temporary custody of the children. Don't know. Then on top of it, there was also a report through Access Hollywood saying, one reporter saying that because the oldest child, Prince Jackson, is almost 15 years old, about 15, if he wants, he can start looking into applying for emancipation if he wants. I wonder how that's going to play out. If he decides to become an emancipated minor, would he take on his little sister and his little brother, Paris and Blanket? I wouldn't be a damn bit surprised if this keeps on going on, and if by next year, when Paris is 15, if she decides to become an emancipated minor herself. She's a very spunky little girl, and she has been saying a lot of stuff on the social networks, especially on her Twitter. But I'm going to go there and I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of fans are going to hate me for saying this, but you know what? I really don't care. I really think, as far as Paris is concerned, I really think that, yes, she and her brothers should be with their grandmother. Don't know what's happening, because apparently the grandmother has been away from them for about a week. And apparently the oldest child, Rebe, who was the closest to the mother, since she is the oldest, has taken the mother over to Arizona. And she was staying there for a while, and they took pictures of them playing Uno, which was a really odd-looking picture, because everybody's sitting around the table holding these Uno cards going, yay! And I'm like, that don't look like Uno to me. I mean, I haven't played Uno in a really long time, but I don't ever remember doing that in an Uno game. But that aside, the grandchildren haven't really been with their grandmom for about a week and a half. And Paris is posting a lot of stuff on her Twitter, 8 days and counting, I want to be my grandmother, blah, 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 blah. And yes, she should. She and her brothers really should be with her grandmother, because that is the legal guardian that they're supposed to be with. But at the same token, since Paris is a minor, and since we are living in the days of the social network, I really wish she wouldn't say anything on the net. When she says stuff on the net, it gets the fans all buzzed, and they get all hyped up, and the fans are really confused as it is. They really do not know everything that's going on. And of course, they're going to look at Paris the same way that they look at Michael, as always being perfect and never being at fault. The one thing I do know for myself, I'm just speaking for me now, I'm not speaking for anybody in the family, just speaking for me. I do know that if I was a teenager, and if some big family drama was playing out in my household, and I kept running to the social network, and I kept talking to people and telling everybody personal business, I know my folks would be up in my face saying, keep your fucking mouth closed. Okay? Not trying to, look like I'm threatening or anything. I'm just saying I know how it is in my family. In my family, being a kid, you don't be putting personal business out. Okay? And then for the other family members, what they're putting out personal business, I really wish they wouldn't do it either. However, they are actual adults, and adults, you can't tell them what to do. Even if they are in the wrong, they're going to do what it is that they're going to want to do anyway. I wish they would keep their mouths closed, but it's not working out like that. Everybody is running to the net and saying this, that, and the other, and running to the media and the tablet, and blah, 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 and everything is just full of shit right now. It is like really, really, really full of shit, and nobody knows what the hell is going on. Then you got this weird commotion that happened in front of the house that was caught on tape and was put on Good Morning America this morning. Excuse me. Which also got the fans all hyped up. The SUVs were coming to the house, and then the kids got out of one SUV, and behind that other SUV is the uncles, the nieces, and the nephews, and let me get it right, Rob. The aunts and uncles behind them. And the children were walking towards the house. I saw Prince. He just made a beeline for the house. He ain't looking nothing. He ain't saying nothing. I like him. He's keeping his mouth closed. I think he's just watching and observing everything. He just makes a beeline for the house. Then you see Janet talking with Paris, and it looks like Janet is going to reach for Paris's phone, and she snatches it away. She backs her hand away, and she runs away from her aunt. And then you have her Aunt Janet and Uncle Randy, and they're clicking their cell phones. They're taping everything. And one person on Twitter said that they were probably doing that as a safety precaution, especially for themselves, because they have had people try and use them for all kinds of things and have everything get blown out of proportion. So the fans are looking at this interchange between Paris and Janet, and of course they're all siding with Paris, and they're all now all of a sudden burning Janet in effigy, which, I gotta say it just for myself, I kind of feel sorry for Janet. I really, really do. Now, we really don't know what happened in that exchange on that videotape. And what may look like one thing towards the fans might be another, because we did not hear what was actually being said. We don't know. Janet might have been saying something or wanting to do something for Paris that might have been for her own good. And everybody knows how stubborn teenagers can be. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that teenagers can be stubborn and mouthy, and they want to prove things, and they want to prove that they're adults, and sometimes they get things all discombobulated and messed up. And then everybody is going to look at it from Paris's point of view, because Paris is a child and she is Michael's daughter, so they're going to automatically side with her and not stop and think, maybe Paris was getting ready to do something or say something that would have made things worse. We really do not know everything that is going on in that family and in that household. And I believe that the only thing that we can do as fans, It is not our business to be in their business. They have been going through all this bullshit with business and money and lawyers and shit for 50 years. All of their lives has been surrounded by money people and getting a shaft. And I will say that if this is a ploy for money, because we all know that wherever the children go, the money goes also. If this is a ploy for money, the only thing that I can say is, if the kids, bottom line, if the Jackson brothers and sisters really want a piece of that Michael Jackson pie, I really think that they should forget it. They have enough money as it is. They don't need any more. They got other projects coming up which going to make the money roll in. You know something? You know what? I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I would not be a bit surprised if all of this is just hooey-balooey just to get the Jackson family name back into the press again and to get people interested in them. I mean, celebrities do all kinds of weird-ass things just so they can get some type of attention, because even bad press is better than no press, you know. But it probably is all about trying to get that money. And if it is, they shouldn't get it. They shouldn't get it because Michael did not want them to have it. Michael did not want them to have it. He wanted the money to go to his children, and he wanted the mother to take care of his mother, to take care of them, and the money goes to her to take care of them. And if they should go any place else, if Miss Catherine can't take that anymore, then the next person to get them is Diana Ross, and she gets the money. So why there's all this squabbling and arguing and bickering about who gets what and who has what and who goes where, and I don't know, because it was clearly stated that Michael's wishes in that will, either the last will or the first will or whichever will, he wanted the kids and the money to go to his mother. And everybody's all contesting the will stuff because of the fact that it said that the will was signed July 7th, I think 2002. It was either 2002 or 2003, which made it 6 to 7 years to the date of his public memorial. And you ever notice how interesting that is, that will was signed on that day, and the memorial was exactly that day, some 6 or 7 years later. That will is supposedly, when that will was signed, Michael was across the country in New York. So how could that will be signed by him in Los Angeles and he be over in New York another day, on that day? I don't know about wills. I don't know about laws, but I do know that there are people who timestamp stuff. You know, maybe he signed it one day and it was dated the next, or maybe it was rubber stamped. I don't know. I cannot say. I'm quite sure I will probably get fans jumping up and down saying, it was Fagan, he was over here, and this should have been signed, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? When that happens, I'm just going to say, show you right, and just go on about my business. But anyway, it's just been a very weird, wacky couple of weeks with this family. And another thing that's been getting me is that you have some fans getting hysterical to a point where they're like, the FBI should be brought in and they should protect PP and B. And wait a minute. The FBI are down in Colorado right now. They're trying to figure out how the hell they can fix this mess with this orange-haired fool who took and shot up a movie theater with his crazy simple ass. Do you really think that you want the Federal Bureau of Investigations to stop everything that they're doing with what's going on in Colorado and help out this family straighten out their family feud? I think the FBI they have better use of their time, okay? Sorry, that's just me. I know I'm going to get a lot of haters about it, but I really think that they have something else that they need to be worried about. And speaking of which, my prayer, sympathy, and hearts goes out to the victims of the Aurora, Colorado shooting. And all I can say is I really hope that God be with you at this time and help all of you heal physically, emotionally, and mentally. And peace and love be with you all always. And as for the Jackson family, I'm going to say the exact same thing. I'm just a little fan living over here in Philadelphia. I have no idea what's going on. And I think that we fans, we really should, no matter how much we mean well, I think we should keep our noses out of their business and let them handle it. Whatever is going on in that family, it will be settled. And I hope and pray that God will come along and heal them all. You know, I gotta admit, and this part is just for the believers out there, the capital B, small e, capital L, capital I, capital E, small VERS, those believers that believe that Michael is alive. You know, I guess you all are saying that everything could be fixed if Michael just came out of wherever he is and said, you know what, all this is bull, this is over and done with. I got money coming in hand over fist thanks to Blanca and McClain, because you gotta admit, no matter what people say about this team, this legal team, they really turned around Michael's estate, because Michael's estate was basically next to nothing, and now it's worth $1 billion. So if Michael is alive out there, he could just take his money and his kids and go live someplace in peace and happiness and retire, and he'll never have to worry about finances ever again. But that's just for the believers, and I don't think that that's going to happen. So I will keep you all up to date as more stuff goes on. This is the first of a new segment called a JAFFY moment. This is number 1, Jackson's family feud ending, signing off, and just hoping and praying that peace and love and unity can fall upon this family for good, because love and family is more important than the almighty dollar. Good night, everybody. Hope everything is all and well. Love you all. Oh, and I'll keep you up to date about this. And to all you well-wishers out there in advance, thank you. Peace, everybody.